I hope you're having a spectacular Saturday. Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. I got a lot of sauce to drop in this one. I need to remember. Usually I make notes. I've not made notes on this one because I've been out at the beach today. So I just had this idea for a video in the car on the drive back, and yeah, the intention of this live stream is the same intention as all of the live streams, which is just to change your fucking life. Like that's genuinely the intention that I set before I get onto the camera and start sending optimism your way. I have this like little meditation session that I do with myself, and I'm filling myself with so much love and optimism and positive aura, and then I'm sending that to you. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the intention for every single live stream that I do. It's just to change your life. Like that's what I want. And that's why I'm doing these daily live streams. It's just to send a lot of optimism your way, and just make you a better human being. So yeah, we're gonna talk about why cold approach is not the most efficient way of meeting people, and I'm going to give you boys a more practical, more efficient alternative which send my results through the roof, and hopefully will do the same for you as well. But before we get into that, I've got a few juicy announcements that I want to make. So I made a community post yesterday. So what I'm doing is, you will have noticed on these live streams, I don't allow the live chat because most of the things I get commenting there is just absolute nonsense. But I know that there are genuine guys who watch these live streams and have genuine questions for me, like questions that you want to ask me. So what I'm doing is I'm going to host what I call a vision vault. All right. So a vision vault is going to be a secret one-off meeting, which I'm going to run. I'm not sure when I'm going to run it yet, like details TBC. But the point of the Vision Vault is to give guys who have genuine questions an opportunity to connect with me in real time. So it'll be like I don't know, like a 1 hour, 90-minute sort of like hangout session. We'll do it over Zoom, away from the bright lights of YouTube. But I'm only letting 10 guys in because I want to give everyone who's inside the Vision Vault as much value as possible. So I can't do that if there's too many guys in there. So there's only 10 places available. If you want to secure your place, it's completely free. DM me the word vault, that is VAULT. DM me the word vault on Instagram. There is a link below as we speak, so you can go over and do that now and then just come back to the live stream. But yeah, DM me the word vault on Instagram. My Instagram is @Kristian There is a link below. DM me the word vault if you're interested. So there's only 10 places available. I'm probably going to get ChatGPT to decide who gets in. I made the post yesterday. I got about 47 DMs, and there's going to be more because this is the first time I've shared the announcement publicly. And the point of this Vision Vault is really simple. I was super transparent about it. It's essentially to entice you into joining the Entourage, right? That is as transparent as marketing gets. Yeah, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm just doing it for the greater good. I'm some altruist. No, because the reason behind this, we are going to get onto the stream in a second, but this is actually really important. The reason behind this is I have a very good friend of mine who I met in Rio when I was in Rio. This guy, he's done millions of dollars in sales. I feel like an absolute pauper whenever I'm with him. And we were sat drinking out of coconuts one day, and he said something that's always stuck with me. He said, listen, Kristian, as you go on your entrepreneur journey, as you meet and connect with so many guys, people are never going to appreciate your offer until they're actually inside of it. Yeah, I can talk about how life-changing the Entourage is until the cows come home, but you're never going to truly appreciate it until you're actually inside of it. So the Vision Vault, or the Vision Vaults, I'll probably run a few of them as the year progresses. They are to entice you into joining my private network, the Entourage. And once you're inside the Entourage, your life's going to fucking change. Like, your life is going to change. You're going to have direct access to me. You're going to have direct access to my global network of radically ambitious Renaissance warriors. You have unlimited access to come travel the world with me. You get a one-to-one in-person coaching experience. It's like, dude, as far as offers go, I don't think anybody else can compete with what I've built, the value that I provide, and the relentless optimism that I supply. These live streams, I only give like 1%. Like, it's like 1% of my life that you actually get to see. And then when you actually join the Entourage, you become a member, dude, like life is never going to be the same again. But I fully appreciate not everyone's in a position right now where they're ready to join the entourage. Maybe your money situation shit. Maybe you're just a young guy, you're like 19, 20 years old, and you just don't know a lot about a lot. Yeah, that was me at 20. I was an absolute fucking misfit. But anyway, DM me the word vault on Instagram if you want to be one of the lucky 10 who gets. I'm donating my time to make your life better, and it's done in an attempt to one day get you inside the entourage, and that's when the real rip-roaring success can occur. But yeah, do that. DM me the word vault on Instagram, link below, and then that's cool. So let's talk about the live stream. All right, so I've titled this one F cold approach, do this instead. So there's a guy who commented on one of my videos. He's like, oh, Kristian, I've been doing this thing recently where I've been going out and I've been forcing myself to make eye contact with as many gobsmackingly gorgeous girls as I strut down the street. And then when I make eye contact with a girl and she smiles at me, I will then go over and approach her. And the results, like the approaches, they're going really well. So this is known as warm approaching. Yeah, warm approaching is essentially when you approach a girl who's already signaled interest in you. So maybe she gives you a double look, maybe she holds your gaze and smiles, maybe she's with a friend and she nudges her friend and they both look at you and start like giggling or whatever girls do. You've been given an invitation to approach. Yeah, in the day game industry, it's known as an indicator of interest, which basically means she's seen you, she likes you, and there is now. It's like, you know, when you're playing football. Yeah, it's like playing football. It's like having an open goal. You just need to kick the ball in. Yeah, so in my experience, warm approaching makes the game far more efficient. Yeah, because when you're cold approaching girls, yeah, if you cold approach a girl, so this girl has not seen you yet, she doesn't know you exist. It is a lottery when you're going over there. Like, you don't know what mood she's in, you don't know what time of the month it is, you don't know like where her buying temperature is at. So it's it provides more work basically. But with a warm approach, you're essentially able to experience success in advance. Yeah. And then when you approach that girl, for me, I'm able to approach that. I'm able to approach that approach feeling as though I've already won. Yeah. And after this live stream has finished, I'm gonna link a video below, which is a real life warm approach. Yeah, so hopefully you know by now, I'm not just one of those talking head videos who's like, yeah, I know how to warm approach. And like all of my channel is just me talking in this bedroom. However nice this bedroom is, it's like you want to see the person who's giving advice in the field because evidence has got the loudest voice. So yeah, I'm going to link a video below, which is like a real world, like, it's crazy, right? Especially in this space, a real world conversation with a real world woman of me warm approaching her. Yeah, so myself and Daniel, who does all the filming, we were strutting down. It's called Exhibition Road in High Street, Kensington in London. Really nice area. It's where all the museums are located. Beautiful place. London is like one of the best cities in summer. Anyway, we're strutting down Exhibition Road. I've done quite a few approaches that day already, so I was riding on godly frequency. My aura was good. I was just feeling good. Like, I was looking good. I was feeling good. And then this lady waltzes past us, and I could tell from a distance that she'd noticed me. And then when I made eye contact with her, like, bro, she was like undressing me with her eyes. Like, she had the tiger eyes. I felt like a piece of meat. And then because I'd already got that indicator of interest, I was able to approach her audacious as fuck, experiencing success in advance. I think the way I approached was like, hey, I just saw you checking me out. I saw you checking me out, and then that breaks the ice really quickly. Then not only have I got the audacity to, well, warm approach her, but then I'm just laying this like outlandish chat from the get-go because I've got permission to do that because I already know the stars are aligned. It's like the day game gods are looking down at me and being like, Kristian, here's a golden opportunity. However, in order to be able to warm approach, for me, you do need to be able to cold approach first. Yeah, because I've done like thousands of cold approaches, warm approaching feels as easy as taking a piss. But if you've not got any cold approach experience under your belt, then a warm approach will still feel as difficult as a cold approach because you've not yet got the necessary batting practice. So that's why I say, as a bare minimum, 100 cold approaches. Yeah, get 100 cold approaches under your belt. If you've not done 100 cold approaches yet, dude, you haven't even started the game. You're still a baby. So there's no good asking, oh, what's the best open, or girls don't like me, or whatever the fuck people say. There's no good saying all this shit if you've not even done 100 cold approaches yet. So get the cold approaches out the way, because you're not going to be able to warm approach until you can actually cold approach. Now, I'm sure there's also going to be a lot of guys who are watching this and they've already got their hands hovering over the keyboard, being like, not every guy can warm approach. All this nonsense. The argument will be, yeah, but Kristian, most of the guys who watch your videos, they're average looking guys who live average looking lives and no girl is ever actually going to be attracted to them. All this blah, blah bullshit. So the best example that I can give you is me. So it's already well documented on this channel that when I first started my cold approach journey, I was below average. I looked like a turnip. I dressed like a moron. I always get comments on the regular from beautiful viewers, shout out the real Matt, who are like, oh, like, what's this guy doing? He's a 4 out of 10 at best. Is this like good to see that this guy's cold approaching despite his physical disadvantages? All this nonsense, all this stuff that guys would tell me online. So point being, if you're in the position that I was in 4 years ago, like, dude, when I started cold approach and I was walking through the streets of Leeds, no one was looking at me. Not in a good way anyway. Like, they might have been like, what the fuck is that? What is that specimen? He looks like he just come out the fucking gulag. Like, I wasn't getting those indicators of interest. Yeah. So this has happened by design. It's not happened by luck. Yeah. Like, becoming the most attractive version of yourself. Like, this is the point, and this is why I've made my courses free, and it's why I've give you these courses specifically. So Conversation Killer gives you everything you need to get started and get results from cold approach. And then my other course, which is my most fuckable man course, this gives you all of the steps that I took to actually improve myself holistically. Yeah. So look, there's no good going to the gym, getting more money, getting jacked, whatever like self-improvement stuff people do these days. There's no good doing all those things if you're still scared to approach girls. Yeah, it's like having a Lamborghini and then being too scared to drive it. So when it comes to warm approaching, there's this thing which I've heard about, and it's basically called like forcing IOIs. Yeah, so forcing IOIs basically means that when you go out, you do everything within your power to attract attention. Yeah, so why do you think in the latest in fields, in fields, like, why do you think I've started wearing blazers? Yeah, like, why do you think I've taken care to take care? Why do you think I've improved my physique, my overall appearance? It's to capture attention. Yeah, it's like when you're going out there, you can force these IOIs by dressing better. Yeah, most people dress down during the daytime. I like to dress up. Yeah, it makes you stand out. Yeah, if you're the guy who's got his shit together, who's in good shape, maybe you're wearing a blazer, maybe you're even wearing a suit, whatever it is, you are going to attract attention. Like, girls are going to take you more seriously because it's like, oh, this guy is actually taking care of himself. And then you're going to find that when you attract more attention and you've got the ability to actually approach people because you've already done your 100 cold approaches, you've overcome that fear of being blown out, you've overcome your fears of the spotlight effect. Oh no, what are people going to think of me? You're now more excited to win than you're scared to lose. And you're walking through the streets, people are looking at you, and you've now got that hidden superpower. Yeah, this is why I describe day game as the decentralized skill set of the awake 1%. Yeah, it's your ability to unlock the world and go after what you want rather than settling for what you think you can get. But when you are leaving the house, you're looking good, you're feeling good, you've actually put an effort into your appearance, girls are going to notice you, right? Girls are going to notice you because, like, dude, if you look, like, the next time you're walking through your city center, actually observe this. Like, just look around you. Yeah, just like look around at the average guy who is walking around the streets. Yeah, like, this is your competition, right? Most guys are just not trying. Yeah, most guys are castrating themselves of confidence. They are filling their mind with self-limiting beliefs and experiencing failure in advance. They're telling the whole world why they can't do things. Oh, I can't approach girls because I'm bald. I can't approach girls because of my height. I can't approach girls because of my race. Blah blah bullshit. All this stuff, right? I'm gonna put together as well a mindset mastery video. So like I was talking about it on the live stream yesterday. I think mindset is the most important thing when it comes to navigating the dating world. I just think mindset. I think mindset is the most crucial component of your call approach odyssey. Like just like attracting girls, it's all about the way that we think. So what I'm gonna do is gonna take me a little while because I basically want to make this video the best video that's ever been created on mindset, specifically when it comes to call approach. So I'm gonna put that video together, like the live stream as well, just to show your appreciation, because I'm gonna put myself in the trenches for this one. I just want to make the video so good, and that's gonna give you like the whole masterclass on developing a bulletproof mindset. Because I think that is the thing that holds the majority of guys back in this space. It's that perceived lack of self-worth. Yeah, battling with that, grappling with your perceived lack of self-worth. Even if you are the guy who's got the glittering career, the great body, on paper, even if you are that guy who should be doing well with girls, that's basically the majority of my clients. Like the majority of guys who I work with, they are high achieving, busy city workers. They work stressful jobs, live hectic lifestyles. On paper, they should be crushing it, but they're not. Yeah, I'm talking about doctors, lawyers, surgeons, guys in the military, business owners, CEOs. Like you would see these guys on the streets or at like a fancy cocktail bar and think, yeah, this guy's probably crushing it. No, like that's not the case. Why? Because everyone, I think it's this universal affliction battling with this perceived lack of self-worth. This is why you're going around rejecting yourself on the girl's behalf. This is why you can have all the materialistic trophies, but you've still got that scared little boy inside of you. And I would say a big part of my work is actually helping guys unlock their potential, like actually pumping them with so much belief and helping them develop better mindsets, which I'm going to lay out all in this video. That's what they lack. They lack belief. They lack belief in themselves. They also lack permission to do the thing that they want to do because, oh no, what are people going to think? Whatever it is. So that video, Mindset Mastery, that I'm going to release on YouTube for free, most people are going to be like, yeah, it's $997, buy my course. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like all the stuff that I put out on this channel, like no one else can compete with it. Nobody. And I truly believe that. Like I can drop more value in a video like this than most people drop in a full course, like which is paid for. Even the infield below, which I'm going to link, which where you can see the full warm approach. Like this is usually behind a paywall. Guys are like, oh, if you want to see my best content, you have to pay me $997. It's all in my course. And then the course is as disappointing as Jadon Sancho at Manchester United. There you go. There's a football reference. I'm a Renaissance man. But warm approaching, it makes everything way more efficient. Yeah. So become proficient at cold approaching and then focus your attention on warm approaching. Like it doesn't mean that I'm not saying that you can't cold approach girls anymore. Like if you see the girl of your dreams walking past you and you're like, oh, but we didn't make eye contact, then I'm not saying you can't approach her. But in terms of efficiency, warm approaching is way more efficient. Like if you've got that invitation ahead of time, if a girl has seen you, she clearly likes you, and she's probably having many different thoughts about you. If you're that guy who can penetrate her reality, because she's probably as well, this is an important point. I find that girls are handing out invitations all of the time, but because the majority of men are not fluent in the language of the feminine, girls are left feeling perpetually disappointed. Like, oh, like I gave out so many signals. So you always like hear girls talk about that. Like he didn't even notice the signals. Like I'm giving out so many signals and he's not noticing them. Like most guys are completely oblivious. I think most people are just sleepwalking through life. They're more stuck up in their own head, thinking about their own problems, that they don't even notice what's going on around them. But yeah, I think a really practical exercise that you can start doing after watching this video. First of all, everyone that's watching these videos should be on a mission to become the most fuckable version of themselves. That is just it's that's a priority. Yeah, like use me as an example of what can be achieved when you have relentless ambition to it's basically having this fuck you energy. Like anyone who tells you you can't do something, anyone who tells you, oh, you're ugly, you can't get girls because it's just like I'm accumulating all of this fu type of energy. Yeah, like I'm accumulating that. And it's like that's what creates this unstoppable bulletproof bravado where you can just like nobody can make you feel bad without your consent, right? No one can make you feel bad without your consent. It's just feedback. Yeah, but most guys these days, they're such delicate little snowflakes that if someone calls them ugly or if someone criticizes them online, they just can't take it. They'll just cry into a little heart-shaped pillow. But it's all feedback. Yeah, it's all feedback. It's important to have this. But yeah, have a make it your mission to become the most fuckable version of you. Get cold approaching practice. Yeah, just go out, just get rejected as fast as possible. Just go out, get rejected, acclimatize yourself to actually approaching people cold. And then once you are looking and feeling good, you can start to take advantage of these signals. I think as well when it comes to warm approaching, internal state equals external reality. Yeah, it really is the way that we feel about ourselves within, which radiates how the world receives us. I find the world is well and truly our mirror. Yeah, like when I was out today, like we had to go to the supermarket just to pick up some supplies. I noticed because I'm feeling so good, because it ties in as well to living in alignment with your purpose. I know everyone talks about like the fucking hashtag purpose, but it's so true because I'm waking up every day. I'm waking up in my dream. I'm creating life-changing content. I've got guys DMing me on the regular, being like, Kristian, like I love your stuff so much. Obviously, there's always gonna be comments like, "Ha, you're a prick," like or whatever it is. It's all feedback. But because I'm living in alignment with my truth, I'm following my bliss. Like I've everything that I've built, I'm enjoying it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm waking up excited every single day. I've got my guys in the entourage who are fucking crushing it and just always singing my praises and like connecting with each other, like having these like meetups in different cities, like without me even needing to be there. Just like it's just fucking cool. Do you know what I mean? From where I started to where I'm at now, and that fills me with so much belief and so much optimism. But like actually having this enjoyment and this lust for life, I think just remind ourselves to actually enjoy ourselves. What was that quote from Picasso? Yeah, it took me 4 years to paint like Raphael, but a lifetime to paint like a child. So yeah, she feels what you feel. Yeah, she feels what you feel. So I think really practical, as well as doing everything to look as good as possible, just taking care to take care of your own mental clarity. So, spending time in nature, going for walks, exercising, spending time around people who inspire you, like spending time around people who you care about, removing toxic habits, removing toxic beliefs, like stop talking down to yourself. Yeah, stop being such a crushingly cruel commentator of yourself. And it's all of this like holistic thing which allows us to feel as good as possible. And then she's feeling all of that energy when we approach her. And I think having the positive social momentum makes warmer, like there's a certain aura about an individual who has become proficient at cold approaching. Like one of my good friends in Germany, he has this little mantra where he says, "Never judge a man until you've seen him in set." I've always liked that. He's like, you don't really know a man until you've seen him do a cold approach. It's the ultimate equalizer. But I think having positive social momentum behind you, this is what it was to me anyway. Like, when I was saying like with that particular warm approach, when I approached that girl, the infield that you'll be able to see below soon, I'd already had a lot of positive reference experience that day from cold approaching. Actually, there was no warm approaching up to that point, but because I'd have positive reference experience, I was approaching girls, I was getting phone numbers, I was getting smiles, like just good positive interactions. That was then radiating from me. So we talk a lot about aura on this channel. Yeah, aura is how compelling that you feel in the current moment. So by going out, putting yourself through the social fire, doing what terrifies you on a daily basis, living in accordance with your truth, actually, building towards something, all of this energy, you're stacking so many wins that when you're walking through the streets, it's like women are able to smell the aura on you. Yeah, it's like it's a palpable energy that is radiating from a man who knows who he is, who loves and respects himself, who loves and respects women as well. Remember, a man who loves women is loved by women. This type of energy, this type of aura, like it's infectious, and people just like people can just like pick up on it like before they've even met you. You know what I mean? That's why I say cold approach is a catalyst for the rest of your life. Like if you go out and you do a lot of approaches, the approaches go well. Maybe you've been to the gym that day, maybe you've done some sprints, maybe you've got social interaction, like social interaction, exercise. It's just like a lightning combination. Um, like it just radiates from you. Do you know what I mean? When you're walking through the street. So I think, yeah, when it comes to warm approaching, it is a lot more efficient. You don't want to be depending on warm approaching. But it does make the game a lot more fun. You're really able to experience success in advance. And I think the thing actually, I think it's just important when I talk about, finding your purpose. I do think a lot of men today are misguided, and I've explained in a previous live stream that I think the meaning of life is the fulfillment of a promise. Yeah. So I believe that each and every one of us made a pact with God before we were put on this earth, and we promised God that we would achieve something particular. Like, I don't know you, I don't know what your fucking promise was, but for me, I believe I made a pact with God before I came into this spiritual training ground that we call Earth. I really believe that I made a promise with him that I was going to change the lives of men around the world. I truly believe that this platform that we call YouTube, this strange thing that we call the algorithm, I really believe it's all part of God's plan. I really believe that God is flowing through me and allowing me to connect with you in this moment. And I really do see this as me doing God's work. Like, I'm not motivated by the vanity metrics. It's like, oh, even if I've got like 5 million subscribers, like I'm already operating like I've got that. Like I'm already operating like I'm a millionaire. I just don't have the money in my pocket yet. I'm already operating like I've got like 10 fucking trillion subscribers. It's like this mindset. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but like I feel as though I've been put on this earth to speak to you for this reason, to change your fucking life, to deliver optimism, and then attract my people and repel the rest. Yeah, that's the mindset. Attract my people, repel the rest. And that's what happens as well. Like when you're warm approaching. Yeah, like I don't believe in the one, but I believe in the notion of soulmates. Yeah, I believe that there are women who've been put on this earth specifically for us. It's our job to find these girls. Yeah, having these cosmic connections where as soon as we leave the house, it's like, yeah, that's my girl. Like that's my girl right there. She's giving me the invitation. And also as well, it's like you might not be right now the man that you need to be yet. Do you know what I mean? Like you might just not be that guy yet. I certainly wasn't the version of me that I needed to be like 4 years ago when I was 23 years old and I was living in that grotty apartment in Central Leeds. But that's all part of the hero's journey. Even if you're not that guy right now, you have to understand that that's the path that you're on, as long as you accept the challenge and take it, right? It's like no one's coming to save you. That you can cry all you like online or complain or criticize, but it's all on you. Yeah, no one's gonna come and fucking save you. So yeah, in terms of cold approaching, yeah, 100% continue doing your cold approaches, but keep an eye out. I think this is the main thing. Like keep an eye out, like pay attention to what's going on around you. I think I said I was going to give you a practical thing. Actually, I'll do that now. Like when you leave the house, yeah, when you leave the house this coming week, every time you leave the house, just force yourself to make eye contact with as many beautiful girls as possible. And then if they reciprocate your advances, if they hold your gaze, sorry, little fucking thumpering, if they smile, if they hold your gaze, if they're with a friend and then they both start, like whatever it is, if you get an impression that that girl is interested, then just go over, just talk to her. Like you don't have to be as outlandish and audacious as me. You can just go over and be like, hi, listen, I just made like eye contact with you back there and I wanted to say that you look really good. Like, what are you doing today? And then boom, well done. You've now done a warm approach and that's going to feel good. And then see if you can just stay in that conversation for a little bit longer. But the point that this guy makes, I think is important. It's like, you can be the initiator of a warm approach. So if you're going out there, you've got a positive mindset, you've got positive aura, you're excited about who you are, and you're even more excited about who you're becoming, and you're smiling at people, right? You're smiling at people. You're like everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're looking at all the guys in the eye, looking at the girls in the eye, and then when you see a girl who you like, you smile at her, you give her good warm energy. And then if she smiles back, then hey, go over, talk to her, introduce yourself. Hi, I just saw you back there. You look amazing. What are you doing today? It might be on your way to work. It's a good way to make the commute more entertaining. Yeah, just having this, just having this positive, like positive aura about you. I think what's important as well, I have spoke about this before, but reiteration is consolidation. Before you actually leave the house, just set the intention to yourself. So, like, let's say right now you are a guy, you've put in the social reps, maybe you have got a few cold approaches under your belt. You're looking and feeling good about yourself, right? Like you're actually proud to be you. What's really important is that you set the intention before you leave the house. So before you leave the house, every single time, just set the intention that if I see somebody who I find interesting, or if I see somebody who captures my attention, I will go over and speak to that person. Yeah, rather than just rolling out of bed and just, oh, let's see what happens. Like you've not lubricated your mind. Yeah, like the mind is not prepared for opportunity. So before you leave the house, set the intention. Look, if I see somebody who interests me, I'll go over and speak to them. Now the mind is lubricated. Yeah, now you've set that intention into the world. And now if you do see somebody and you do make eye contact and you do like that person, then you can go over and you can speak to them, right? You've already set that intention and now your actions are matching your ambitions. Yeah. So the final thing that I'll say about this, and I would say this is more of an unpopular belief because I think most coaches who actually claim to teach this stuff, most of them don't actually know what they're talking about. Most of them don't actually go out, or most of them haven't even been out in like 10 years, and they're just posting the same infields from like 10 years ago. But most people will give the same advice where it's like, oh, go out, no excuses, always be cold approaching. If you're not cold approaching, then and you're not taking action, then you're failing, you're a pussy, whatever it is. It's like, dude, take your own advice. You haven't been out the house for a decade. I really believe that when it comes to cold approach, you should cold approach, especially when you're in the mood for it. I do think once you've got those first 100 cold approaches out the way, and you've got skin in the game, you can approach, you can carry a conversation, you can get numbers, you're going on dates. Really, it's about quality over quantity. Even if you're only approaching 5 girls a week, but those approaches are solid, you're having great conversations, you're building investment. Maybe you've created yourself a compelling Instagram profile as well, because now your profile can do the work. And Instagram is a perfect portfolio to project pre-selection. So now you've got the pipeline going, your lead acquisition is sorted. It really is about quality over quantity. Like you don't need to be doing like the whole 50 approaches a week, no excuses. I think once you have attained a level of proficiency, you should be cold approaching when you are in the mood to do it. Yeah, sometimes you'll just wake up and you're in a good mood. Maybe you had a really good gym workout like the night before. Maybe you've just got some really good news. Maybe you've just made a shitload of money. Like whatever makes you feel good. I think cold approach should be the capitalizer. Yeah, I don't think cold approach should be used to put yourself into a better mood. I've always viewed cold approach or day game, whatever you want to call it. I've always viewed it as emotional gambling. And like, if you're already in a bad mood when you're going out there, you almost become dependent on the women to change your mood. And if you get a few harsh blowouts early on and you don't have the emotional resilience to be able to deal with it, cold approach is not what you should be doing. I really believe, and this is me speaking to you from experience, I think I've got more experience in this realm than most. I think you should do it when you are in the mood to do it. So, if you wake up and you're just in an atrocious mood, go to the gym, meditate, do some hill sprints, have a coffee, FaceTime one of your friends and just get your social chords firing. Like do something or do a few things. I've got this video on my channel. It's called create your own dopamine, and that basically gives you a trifecta. It gives you a threesome of activities that you can do to get yourself into a social flow state, like to get yourself into a good mood where cold approach then becomes effortless. So yeah, if you just type in create your own dopamine, Kristian Casanova, that video will come up. It's a video myself and Ephraim made when we were in Cyprus together. It's just like a step-by-step guide how to get yourself into this high aura state. But yeah, I really think cold approach should be something. It should be an activity that we do, especially when we're in the mood. Now, obviously, you can bullshit yourself as well, especially when you're first starting. You can be like, oh, my aura's not high enough today. And then you've been saying the same shit for the past 10 years. So, I think just be real with yourself. But if you know you're just not in a good mood, then you're probably not going to be capturing that many. Like, yeah, you can do the whole like owning your state, like, see a girl, you're not really feeling a good mood, and you just own it. You're just like practicing state transparency. Like, listen, I was not in the mood to do this, but I would have regretted coming over and saying that you look nice. Like, that can work for some guys. I appreciate it's not something that every guy wants to do. But no, I think it's important to remind yourself, make sure you cold approach, especially when you're in the mood for it. And the final thing that I will say, environment is everything when it comes to this stuff. Like, I know I'm a completely different person. I've got higher aura when I'm in environments which inspire me. Yeah, if I'm strutting through the streets of Scunthorpe or Grimsby or Hull, like, I'm probably not going to be enjoying myself there as much as if I was in Rio, or if I was in like Bangkok, or heads up, I'll be in Bangkok as well next week. That's gonna be mad. I can't wait to go to Bangkok. We'll be doing live streams in Bangkok. The time difference will be a little bit bizarre, but I'm probably just gonna stay up to like midnight and just like stream for you boys. So hopefully you appreciate the effort. But yeah, if I'm in Rio, if I'm in Bangkok, if I'm, I don't know, in Barcelona, in Krakow, in Warsaw, in Belgrade, like, if I'm in an inspired location and I'm waking up and I love the place that I'm in, this is going to impact my overall aura. This is going to impact my excitement and drive and desire and determination to actually get out there and seduce the world. If I'm in an environment that detracts, if I'm in an environment which depresses me, if I'm working a job that I hate in a city that I despise, call approach is going to become a million times more difficult. So that's why I try and get across in these live streams, the way you start is not the way that you finish. Just because you're living in a city right now that you might not like, just because you're working a job that you hate right now, you don't have to stay that way forever. Yeah, like, I've been in that position. Like, I was working at a fucking railway museum when I lived in Leeds. I've worked so many shitty jobs in my life. I worked at a caravan park. I was cleaning toilets at a zoo when I was like 17 years old. Like, from cleaning toilets to where I'm at now, again, it's possible. Yeah, it works as long as you do. But just having a clear idea, like clear vision for your life. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it goes deeper than day game, right? Beautiful women are a beautiful byproduct of a beautiful life. Yeah, it's not about becoming a pickup artist or a fucking cold approach warrior. It's about becoming the most abundant, magnetic version of you. For me, that was always living an international lifestyle. Yeah, I wanted to have that freedom to do what I want, when I want, with who I want. Like, I wanted the ability to travel and live this global lifestyle. I wanted to have the freedom to choose, like, if I want to book a flight to Bangkok and go there, I'll do it. If I want to go to Argentina, if I want to have a month in Warsaw, like, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to have the purchasing power necessary for me to facilitate that lifestyle. And I also want to have the confidence in myself that I can actually do that, rather than just going to a like foreign country and then, oh, I don't know anybody, so I'm just going to stay in my apartment for the next week. No. So, this has been a bit of esoteric rant, but I hope you see what I'm getting at. Like, it's all related. Your ability to warm approach is directly related to everything that's going on in your life. Yeah. So just do an audit. Yeah. If something in your life is bringing you down, then look to change it. Yeah. If you don't like the city that you're living in, if you don't like the job that you're working, if you don't like the group of friends that you've got, and that's inflicting on your overall mental clarity, then just start removing shit, or look at, like, start getting serious. Like, start getting serious about, right, like, what does my ideal reality look like? How much money do I want to be making? Where do I want to be living in the world? What sort of women do I want to be attracting? And then positioning yourself in an environment which is conducive with your expectations. So yeah, we started off this live stream talking about warm approaching, cold approaching. I do believe that warm approaching is the more efficient way when it comes to meeting women through organic face-to-face interaction. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be cold approaching anymore. Like, I still cold approach like all of the time, but what I'm trying to get across is warm approaching is more efficient. Pay attention to those choosing signals. Make sure you're doing everything in your power to look and feel as good as possible. And yeah, like, I'll put the link below for It's getting a bit dark, isn't it? I'll put the link below for the warm approach in field, and then you can actually see what a real life warm approach looks like. You might have seen the video before, but again, reiteration is consolidation. Pay attention to that video because I drop a lot of sauce in that video as well. Hopefully you enjoy it. And then, yeah, final thing to say, DM me the word vault on Instagram if you're interested in the Vision Vault, if you're interested in having this essentially free coaching session with me. Like I said, there's only 10 places available. I'll probably let it run for like the next 7 days. Just get my DMs flooded. I feel like a Victoria's Secret model. Just get my DMs flooded with guys who actually want to get in the Vision Vault, and then I'll pick 10 guys. You can, like, if you want as well, you can write like a little DM, like if you want to say why you want to get inside the Vision Vault. Like I will read all of them, like I promise, like certified. I read all my DMs. So yeah, if you want to just like write a little bit about yourself, like who you are, what you do, how long you've been following me for, like why you actually want to get inside the Vision Vault, and you can do that as well. It's only going to help your chances. But yeah, DM me the word vault on Instagram at Kristian Magician. The link is below. And then yeah, if you just want to put a little bit about yourself, it just like helps me put a person behind the profile. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, cool. I think the main message from this video is be open to the possibility of warm approaching. You're not going to be warm approaching every single girl. You don't want to be pussying out and thinking, oh, well, I've not made eye contact yet. But yeah, I think warm approaching, it does make cold approach more efficient. And I would say from experience, if you warm approach a girl who's give you that indicator of interest and the stars have aligned and you are cosmic connected lovers, then you're 1,000,000% gonna see that girl again. As long as you don't fuck it up. Actually, this is a really important point, so the people who are still here are gonna get more value. As long as you don't fuck it up after that approach, like she could see you, she could give you that indicator of interest, and you could go over and be an absolute sniveling mess who doesn't know how to carry a conversation. So this is why I say, like, looking good, it's an open, right? It will buy you attention, but it's not enough to seal the deal. What seals the deal is your masculine core, your masculine spirit, your ability to lead, to carry a conversation, to not be a sniveling mess. And this is why you're not going to be warm approaching until you become proficient at cold approaching. So there's going to be so many opportunities that you are missing because either you've not become proficient at cold approach yet, you're not noticing the female choosing signals, or you're just pussying out. So yeah, don't be the person who's sleepwalking through life. Don't be the guy who wakes up when his best years are behind him. Don't die with your music still inside of you. Do everything that you can to become the most fuckable, attractive, magnetic version of you. DM me the word vault on Instagram, like the live stream, and we'll do it all again.